welcome to my producer's podcast. My name is Patrick and we'll be talking about a very special person today, the one and only Grammy Award winning and Hall of Fame inductee, Phil Spector. Phil Spector was born in 1939 in New York City and began to play guitar at a very early age. He started a band called the Teddy Bears. The Teddy Bears achieved their first hit in 1958 with "To Know Him Is to Love Him." The Teddy Bears broke up and Spector started songwriting and producing full-time. It was then when he became massively famous for his signature style called the Wall of Sound. Though he wasn't alone, he was largely credited with the creator of the technique. The Wall of Sound was incredibly popular with teen pop and can be heard on various recordings such as "The Do Run Run" by the Crystals and "Be My Little Baby" by the Ronettes. The Wall of Sound style can be achieved by packing as many instruments and musicians into one room and they all play the same part and recording them at the same time. This layering technique loses definition of the individual instruments but create a very definitive new sound. Furthermore, the recording would then be played in an echo chamber for more reverb. This further decreased instrument definition but further bolstered the taste of the early 1960s. For the most part, this technique was achieved in Gold Star Studio in Hollywood, California. However, that didn't stop Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys from trying elsewhere. Clearly, the genius of Brian Wilson chasing the sound of Spector should solidify Spector's place in history. But wait, there's more! He mixed the mono version of the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds, Beatles album Let It Be, and even produced George Harrison and John Lennon's solo projects. He produced a few songs on Ike and Tina Turner. After his massive success in the early 1960s, his signature sound began to fall out of favor, and he retreated to his castle and secluded himself for the next couple of years. At 25 years old, his signature Wall of Sound and artists seeking his sound suddenly stopped right after he produced 5 songs off of Ike and Tina's River Deep, Mountain High. Phil Spector considered that the pinnacle of his signature sound. In becoming a recluse, his mental health was apparently already in decline. As 2 years away from the music industry, reports started to emerge from his wife Ronnie from the Ronettes of mental abuse. His mental issues are a thing of music lore, as his gun-toting antics kept cropping up. Reportedly, when Spector was working with Lennon on a solo project, Spector pulled out a gun and fired it into a nearby wall, causing John Lennon to say, "Look Phil, shoot me if you want to, but watch out for my hearing." Additionally, during one Wall of Sound session, Phil Spector went out to his car because the musicians weren't paying attention in the studio, and he grabbed his guns and fired multiple shots into the ceiling to get their attention. Miraculously, given his antics, he co-produced the song Imagine with John Lennon and oversaw production on George Harrison's Concert for Bangladesh. Additionally, he worked with Cher, Leonard Cohen, and the Ramones. Spector wasn't done. In 2003, police were called out to his house to investigate a murder of Hollywood actress Lana Clarkson. Spector claimed she committed accidental suicide and charges were dropped when the jury couldn't come to a conclusion. However, in 2009, he endured another trial for the murder of Lana Clarkson, where he was convicted and sentenced to 19 years to life prison term, which he currently serves. Hey, I hope you enjoyed my producer's podcast on Phil Spector. My name is Patrick, and I appreciate you watching.